New patch notes just dropped for Lost Sword, and we're getting a lot of stuff. And also, we just got today a Lancelot banner, and I'll make a separate video going over that and like her complete build. But I don't really like having like these guerrilla banners, these guerrilla pickup events, where you just randomly can get a new banner that is absolutely meta and really good to go for before a new character that also looks really strong, that is really bad, not gonna lie. And it's even worse when they didn't even give anything for this banner for free. It's like, oh, Sefhi, you expect everything for free. No, I spend money in this game, okay? I'll spend for the new characters and for everything else. I just don't like sudden surprise banners that come out of nowhere. Calling it guerrilla banners is kind of scummy, alright? I'm just saying. That's it. That's not today's topic video. Today's topic video is actually going to be the patch notes because we're getting a few things that are pretty interesting. So let's jump into that. As usual, before we start, hello the internet, welcome back to Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict. Today's topic, patch notes for the next week and what we are getting, which is a few things. I'm gonna skip the introduction as usual and let's jump into the important stuff. First of all, new character, cards, and pets. The new girl, Lohengrin, looks fantastic, okay? Rear position Chaos Knight. I don't know if I have a clearer picture of how she looks. I don't have a picture of how she looks. I don't have a picture of her card. I'll show that in a second. But she looks really good. Her kid is looking like at least it's gonna be a T1. And that's like at the minimum, right? It's gonna depend how much her scaling is, how much her skills are lasting, but for the most part, it's gonna be at least a solid T1 when it comes to DPSs. Even more so when it comes to Knights, because Knights on T1 are Anessa, Lua, Rana, okay? And I'm pretty sure Lohen will be stronger than them. So we'll see what's going on with her. The ultimate skill summons Black Swan, which is like her twin back there, right? So she's like a summoner to fight alongside. We don't know how many seconds. When Black Swan is defeated or the summon duration ends, inflicts X% damage to all enemies. Since this is the ultimate, I assume the duration might be like 10-12 seconds, like some other ultimates, or like even for example the dot damage in some cases. And then depending how often you can resummon her, might be a really good skill. If it's only like, let's say 10-second duration and then you have to wait another 20 seconds to call her, that might not be ultra strong. But again, it depends how much damage she can dish out. Active skill, aggressive duet, inflicts X damage to all enemies and also increases critical hit chance for both her and also Lohengrin. Again, this is an active skill. Hopefully, the critical hit chance is permanent. It's like close to permanent because just like we always say, crit chance is hard to come by. That's why newer characters are starting to get it by default on their passives, right? So we have more sources from it, but we'll see. And then the first passive, Swan Knight, increases Lohengrin and Black Swan attack and attack speed by X%. And when both of them attack, they deal an additional hit equal to X% of attack. So I assume that it's gonna be similar to what Lua does already, which is pretty good. Lua is a really good DPS. Of course, for elemental content, we most of the time use her. So having an alternative to her that can potentially do the same or more damage, or even to Anessa, right? But on the Chaos element is really good because Chaos at the moment, if you are listed here and go to Chaos, is not that great, right? Sirki and Lilith are kind of niche characters. Lilith could be moved into niche rather than a T3, right? But still, both of them are kind of underwhelming. And then it's only Lisa, really, that is like a good DPS for this element. So it's nice to get an extra one. And then lastly, we have the second passive, Encore. Prevents death upon receiving fatal damage, then deals X% damage to all enemies on a 90-second cooldown. My thing with this is that we probably want to put her on the backline because you get a 20% increased attack. So is this only going to be broken when she's the only one alive? Is this only going to be broken if you put her on the front line and then you lose a 20% extra attack buff that you will be getting? And we'll see how often this can proc and how useful it really is. Because for the most part, unless a boss targets the backline, it might not be that useful. That is what it is. We'll see. New card, Eternal Bond. Not highest quality there, but as you can see right here, okay, it looks fantastic. Fantastic for simple reasons, may I say. The card looks fantastic, the pet looks really good too, super cute, and the Lilith pet too. I'll show them on a second on the patch notes. It's had like better quality pictures there. So the card is looking as well like it's gonna be pretty strong because this is increases the final damage of basic attacks and passive skills. This means this is gonna be a Lua situation. This is a card that can be used for any DPS. not only any DPS, but also healers, because healers do heal with basic attacks. And even passive skills, it depends how much that percentage is, might be pretty strong as well. This card most likely, again, we have to wait and test, but it's gonna be from the get-go a use everywhere card, because how useful can be on every character in the game. The only characters that cannot really take advantage of this might be tanks, because we don't care about them, but both DPSs and healers can use this. In fact, we don't have a single good card for healers in the game yet. All of them are kind of like a niche or situational, not really worth using, because you are losing so many offensive moves that it doesn't really matter, right? So this might be the first card that can be used by supports, that can also be like a T0 or a T1. And then we have the pet, Lohengrin, and of course this pet is doing all allies attack speed by X percentage. If this is a 100% uptime, once again, same thing, this is a really good pet that you guys should be pulling for. I'm not sure what the percentage will be, but this is a pet that will benefit Anessa a lot, will benefit almost any melee knight character, but Anessa scales with attack speed, so she's gonna be like one of the characters that benefits the most from this, with probably Lohengrin as well. So most likely another T1, or even, again, depending how good they are, a T0 character. Like, all of this is super great, but that's what I was saying, that don't pull on the current banner. Like, don't go and pull on Lancelot, just get maybe a base copy and the card, nothing else, because it's too expensive, too many things coming out. Just don't go all in, alright? And then a new pet for Lilith as well, that is going to be doing damage to all allies and charms the enemy for X seconds. I assume, and I'm assuming, I don't know, this will be just like Asteria, but instead of a fear, it's a charm for 2 seconds, 20-second cooldown, just like Tristan, but a new type of CC, which would be this charm rather than freeze or root, right? Again, we'll see. We're getting 2 costumes, one for Elizabeth, a bunny girl Elizabeth, don't really care. Might get this one, a new bunny costume as well for Morgana, easy skip. Hey, Gabe, give us the adult version of Morgana. That is what I'm interested in. Same, both of them do not have ultimates. We're also getting another 2 chapters for the story, which for people in global, not really important yet. For us, it's good because it's more resources. And of course, we're getting the Abyss. The Abyss is only accessible if you have cleared the previous 2 towers. I still don't know where they keep adding new towers rather than just improve or keep adding levels into the ones we have, but I'm not complaining because again, it's more resources, more items, more things to do. And of course, the pickup events for both Lohengrin and Lilith. A new event which is going to include the story for the girl, and that's about it, I'm pretty sure. Yes, the other thing are just like improvement and changes that don't really that are not really important. Couple of things is that some passive for bosses will be adjusted, we'll see which ones, and certain food items will be added as permanently available. That might be these ones right here. So the fresh shrimp and shellfish stew and the white whale special cocktail, so the ones that are damage reduction and additional damage. I hope it's those two, because they were pretty useful and they gave it to us for so long that I hope they don't remove them now. All in all, a patch that is looking really, really fucking good. So once again, don't go all in on Lancelot, wait for the new girl. Considering she has 13 days, it's gonna be up at the same time, so you can wait to see who is gonna be better and who you can benefit more from pulling. That's it's gonna be for this one. As usual, we are live every single day. Links in the description down below. Good luck with your pull generates. I'll see you on the next one.